If I had to start from scratch, this is exactly what I would do to go from 0K to 10K per month in just 90 days. I personally made over 25K in a single month from copywriting, and I have tested so many different strategies and methods to actually get paid, but today I'm only going to share the golden nuggets that I wish I knew sooner when I first started my copywriting journey. I timestamped everything below because this one has a lot of value, and I don't want to force any of you guys to watch it in case you have the attention span of a goldfish. Let's dive in. We're going to break everything down. We're really going to go over how you can even make more than that, and it's all just a numbers game, you guys. And if you don't watch anything, just watch 50 DMs a day for 90 days straight. That's it. It's less than an hour a day. Just gotta be consistent. I'll break down how that can make even 17 to 42K, but like it's crazy. The numbers will make sense. So most people fail because they think they need things like a college degree. They need tons of capital to start up for their own entrepreneurial journey. They need special skills or connections. They need to have like that perfect timing. Like, oh, if I would have started drop shipping back in 2014, probably would have made a lot of money by now. What you really need is just, Instagram DM. Hopefully you have Instagram. Send 50 messages a day. Stay consistent. One skill, or even a skill that you're working on. For this specifically, we're going to talk about copywriting and maybe a little bit of media buying, which is like Facebook ads, and then consistency. And you need 90 days. Okay, that's pretty much it. This isn't a complicated business model, and it's just 50 DMs a day. So let's go into the math. Guys, I've done this. I have sent probably 10,000 plus DMs. I don't even know, more probably. This does work. This is how I was able to hit 25K myself in a month. This is the breakdowns. 4,500 DMs. That's how much you would send over 90 days. If you sent 50 per day over 90 days, you had to send 4,500 DMs. Less than an hour a day for sure. 30, 45 minutes maybe, if that's including you finding leads and stuff. Let's assume you have a 5% reply rate, which is really low. That's 225 replies. A 25% book call rate, like people are interested in whatever you have to offer with your copywriting services. So that'd be 56 calls. And a 36% close rate, that equals 17 clients. Okay, this is just the number breakdown. If you charged $1,000 per client per month, which is not at all abnormal or unreal, that's $17,000 per month already. So like even if you did a little bit worse, that's already it. Like that's the breakdown. Again, it's very simple. I'm going to go into this into more detail and how you could even increase your chances of having success to really break through this number and guarantee results, because something Alex Hormozy always says, he just said this in a recent video, there's a quality that like unto quantity when it's so high in and of itself, right? So like even if you're not that good at anything, just doing so much of it will almost guarantee that you'll have success. And the thing isn't always how do I get it right? It's just how can I do this enough to make sure that it's going to work. So like right here, your ancestors, they work 14 hours in factory shifts, crushing work, doing tons of stuff. Your grandparents' bodies were destroyed by manual labors, and it's hard for you to send 50 DMs a day. Like, come on, it's never been easier than now to make money online. So let's keep going. If you can add another skill, you can probably 2 to 2.5 to 3x your overall revenue they're making, right? So if you're just doing copywriting, it's very common for people to just do copywriting, and charging 1K for just copywriting is still a great deal. But if you can charge for copywriting and a very similar skill like media buying or managing Facebook ads, that's what I do. It's so much easier to get the sale because instead of them needing to hire 2 people, they can just hire you. It's an easier sell. You can charge more, or you can just charge the same because media Facebook ads is so easy. It takes like no time to manage monthly. And then, do the copywriting with it. And to them, it's just a no-brainer. For you, you're saving them time and money. 2 skills, you can do different things too, video editing, whatever you want. But 2 skills packaging into one can be very, very, very valuable. So 6 ways to really destroy these numbers. You guys, like we're going to go into how you can kind of increase, you can do higher conversion rate, basically conversion rate from volume to replies. If it's higher, you'll make more replies to calls. That conversion rate, if we can increase it, it's just going to make the amount of money that we make go higher. So the number of calls you take, the close rate going up, if you have more skills, and if you charge more, right? Just like pro tip, if you can just do even 2 to 3 of these, you can easily make way, way more money. I know I'm saying 30, 50K per month. I don't want to say like that's easy, but consistently, if you do these things consistently, it's just a matter of time. Success will come, right? I already kind of talked about this. Volume, victory. More DMs equals more money. It's super simple. So let's just say instead of sending 50 DMs a day, let's just say you wanted to try hard, right? You do 100 DMs a day. That's 9,000 DMs over 90 days. That could be up to 34 clients based off the numbers I showed before. And if you charged $1,000 per client, that'd be 34K. If you had a media buying, you could charge even more. But let's just assume you wanted to just make it a no-brainer offer for your clients. And you're like, hey, I'll do 500 because I'm just starting. 500 for copywriting and media buying. You guys would get so many clients so easily. And you could easily hit 10K. Like this is showing how you can hit this type of number but it's so much easier if you even lower the prices. But if you can justify the higher prices because you have the skill set to do it, 100% you should do it. Yeah, most people don't even do 50. If you can do 100, you guys are in the top 0.1%, which is kind of embarrassing because it takes like no time to do that. So the next thing, if you can write better DMs, right? If you can write something that's, instead of just saying, hey, I noticed your profile, I want to help you grow, I'd love to chat about working together, like no one's going to reply. It's generic, it's boring. They don't even know what you're pitching. But if you just say, something like, you can be specific, saw your post about whatever, quick question, are you handling your ads in-house or working with someone? I like to even take this a step forward, truthfully, to have a good offer. I have another video where I talk about this. And it's basically like, if your offer is so good, it doesn't matter what you say because it's just such a good offer. Like, hey, can I write you something for free to prove your work? Or can I, affiliate marketing, or, give you a week trial so you can see my work, whatever it is. That's going to massively increase your reply rate, and people are going to want to work with you more, and you'll get more practice, you'll get more networking. All good things, right? How can this impact your revenue? So copywriting only 4,500 DMs sent. So if you have a 5% reply rate, again, this is assuming all numbers hold true, you could make up to 17K. You can do 34K if you have a 10% reply rate, because twice the amount of people are replying to you. If you have a 15% reply rate, that could be up to 51K per month. So it just kind of shows how the better the DM, the higher that reply rate, it just directly impacts the amount of revenue that you're making. So the next one, from the DM to the call, increasing the conversion rate. So let's assume instead of a 25% booking call rate, you have a 40% booking call rate. This increase would make it, you go from 17 to 42K. It would be 27 to 67K. Again, I know these are like high revenue numbers, but they're based on very realistic numbers of just being consistent and charging basically 1K per month. That's it. Okay. And to get to 40K, like it's just a matter of, there's a lot of things that go into this, but I'm not going to go too much into it. It's just practice, right? Like you just got to practice. And as you're doing these DMs, you'll find out how to hop on calls with these people, faster. These are a couple things, ask specific questions, urgency, share quick wins, case studies, make booking stupid easy is a huge one, offer specific time slots. And I would just say be quick on your feet with it. Like don't book a week later. If they're ready to hop on a call, do it as quickly as possible. Do your own due diligence to make sure it happens. Get better at sales calls. So your close rate does kind of, compound over time. You're going to get better at doing sales as you do more of them. When you first start, they're going to suck. Okay. Don't even stress it. But as you get better and better, it's just going to go from, it really could get up to, I've had days or weeks where I have a 50% close rate. It's not that abnormal. And that's pretty normal in just a lot of niches for these types of things to have a 50% close rate. Some people have 70, 75, 80% close rates. And the reason why they improve is because you get more proof of work. You'll have testimonials, case studies, you'll know your script, you've heard all the objections, you build confidence, you stop sounding super desperate. And so again, this is a huge one to impact the bottom line. So 10% close rate, you could be sitting at like 6 to 15K. 50% close rate, it's just way more, right? 5x. You're 5xing it. That's insane. So very, very doable. But yeah, as you do this, it's again a numbers game. 10% to 50% close rate, you'll be making way more money as you do this, and you get more and more confident, and as you increase your close rate from that. So sorry, I'm repetitive on that one. Let's keep going. The skill stack multiplier. This is a big one. So the more skills you have, the more you can justify your cost. So if you just do copywriting, you might be 1K per month. Copywriting plus media buying, you could probably charge 2,500 per month. That's very realistic. I've charged that multiple times. Let's say you do copywriting, media buying, and like funnel building. Maybe you could charge 5K per month because you're kind of like a Swiss Army knife. And then let's say you add email into that. And then, if you know everything marketing wise, automation, SMS, you can charge 10K plus per month. But that's when you probably have a lot more experience. So that's probably down the road, but definitely very, very, very possible. So this is just kind of showing like this is how people make multi 6 figures in a month, is when they have these types of things. They're just super good at helping marketing for a business as a whole that just grows the business substantially, because it's not just the copywriting, they're scaling the ads, the website conversion rate on so many different kind of routes. And so yeah, kind of this little, most people are kind of like one trick ponies. If you can be a Swiss Army knife, you're going to get paid, right? Again, these are just ways to do better. So the first one I would learn is probably media buying, because it's such a valuable skill set that's very, very easy to learn. Charge what you're worth. So, this is one that I kind of have mixed feelings too. Like, you should charge what you're worth, but if you're new, there's nothing wrong with $500 per client at all. You totally do it. You might need 20 clients to hit 10K per month, but you just send those DMs, like it's not going to be a problem to get 20 clients at $500 per month. You'll get practice, you'll get testimonials, you'll get proof of your own skill set, you'll gain confidence. So many good things come from this. Once you get better, you can start charging more and more and more. And that is the way to go because it is less work. You'll get better clients because they're less headache typically. You can deliver better results and you'll be making more money for less work. That's the ideal way to go. So, if you can charge a ton with 17 clients, obviously you're going to be making way more money. You might need to have some people that you outsource work to, but it is definitely the way to go as you scale. So this is kind of what happens when you pull multiple levers. And if you remember the levers right here, 6 ways to destroy, like making 10K, if you can increase number of DMs, the reply rate, the call rate, the close rate, increase number of skills, and increase pricing. This is like if you did everything, right? So basic, this is what we already went over. Let's just, if you sent more DMs and maybe you charged a little bit more, you'd make way more money. You charged a little bit more and had a little bit better, reply rate, booking rate, and close rate, you make way more. And then if you just went crazy, you sent 150 DMs a day, you had a 10% reply rate, 35% booking rate with a 40% close rate, and you had a 5K product, you'd be making 350K per month. This isn't annually, this is per month, which is absolutely ridiculous. If you did something like that and even charged 1K per month, you'd still be making whatever 1/5 of that is, which is like 60K, something like that. Insane, right? Oops. Okay. This is why the rich get richer. They understand leverage. So this is what your next 90 days are going to look like, guys. If you want to do this, it is very possible. The grind is going to be the first 30 days. You're just sending DMs, you're getting replies, you're learning what works. You're trying to get those first few calls, getting that dopamine that you're getting some proof that this actually does work. Probably, bombing on some calls, which is fine. But you'll get your first couple clients within the first month, which is huge. This is when imposter syndrome hits hard. You feel like you are not like worthy, right? You're like, I'm not good enough for this. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just faking it till I make it, which is true. You kind of are. It's okay. Keep going anyway. This is how everyone starts. Everyone starts somewhere. Your revenue, you might make like 1 to 3K the first 30 days. If you do this consistently, totally doable. The next 30 days is when you're going to start kind of gaining some momentum. You get better at DM, seeing which script works best for you. Your call booking rate will go up. The closing will get better. You'll get more clients. Money will start actually flowing in, and you'll start to believe that it works. And then we go into the explosion. And this is where you're probably getting the best closing rate. You're going to have more clients. If you have the media buying skill set is a huge one, whether you do that yourself or you can hire someone else. But this is just like really where you start seeing things come together, is the last 30 days of those 3 months. So again, after 90 days, you can keep scaling to higher numbers as you just stay consistent because it's just a consistency game. But that's kind of what it's going to look like. This is the hardest part, honestly, guys. You just got to stick with it. So the truth about consistency, people say they want freedom, financial freedom, time freedom. They want nice things. They want no boss. They want, they want location independence. But what they do is what matters. You show me your calendar and I'll show you where you're going to be in a year. That's, I think, a huge thing that I really believe. So if you're scrolling TikTok for 3 hours, which this is what you're doing, like you're not going to have these results. If you're playing video games all the time, binging Netflix, saying I'll start Monday, watch more, you're always watching how-to videos like this one, but then you never do anything. You never send the DMs. This is never going to come, like ever. So everyone wants the results. Nobody wants to do the work. So you guys work 1/10 of what our ancestors and grandparents did and just do something consistent a little bit. It's never been easier. Your excuses, that's true. Your excuses have never been weaker. So now's the time to make it happen. Okay. Why most people quit? This is, I've been through here. I've been all of these people. It happens. So days 1 through 3, you'll send like 20 DMs and you'll get 2 replies, no calls booked, and you'll be like, this doesn't work, whatever. This is probably where a lot of people quit. 7 days in, you'll send 150 DMs total, get 10 replies, booked a call, but the call didn't show. That's super frustrating when you get that first booked call and they don't show up. So a lot of people just are like, this doesn't work. Day 14, you send 500 DMs, got decent replies, booked 3 calls, didn't close any. You might just be like, I'm not good at sales. This isn't working. Maybe 90% of people quit by this point. And day 30, maybe you sent 1,500 DMs. You got 75 replies, booked 15 calls, and you only closed 1 to 2 clients. And you're like, this just is too slow. I put in so much work, got nothing to show for it. A lot of people might quit right here. This is where you want to be. You've done 90 days in. You've just done the work. 4,500 DMs. You get over 200 replies. You book over 50 calls. And you can close 10 plus clients making 10K. Like, it's very doable. I would say it's actually way less than 5%. This is probably more like 1%, truthfully, or 0.5% make this, maybe even 0.1%. But this is your advantage. Everyone else quits and you don't. Like, the harder it is, that's the better news for you, because it means that there's less competition, right? So that's kind of really, that's the best thing, you know. Probably of the people watching this, almost no one will do anything, and that's okay. But for those who want to, this is the roadmap. So for learning skills, a lot of this is free. I'm just going to kind of skim over this one. There's so much free stuff. Read the best books, I think, are Breakthrough Advertising, Cash Advertising for copywriting. I watch Alex Hormozi every day. Practice writing DMs, add copy all the time. Send your DMs all the time. Learn Facebook ads in the future if you want to try and increase revenue by having more skill sets. And then just master as much as you can of those, or you can even go broader and do things like email marketing and funnels. So, and as you do this, you're going to just get better and better. So free resources exist for all of this: YouTube, Reddit, Twitter. So there's really no excuses. There's no easier way to get free info than now. And your income over the next 12 months, it's going to start really low, but it's just going to get better and better as you get consistent, starting with maybe 1K per month. And if you did this consistently for a full year and like grinded it out, you could be making, you really could be making up to 6 figures per month, not just per year, which is crazy. Cool. Traditional path sucks. This is the path that we want. Okay. No boss, no schedule, laptop lifestyle. Okay, so yeah, I put this in here because I think people have all thought these things. Objection: the market is saturated. So 90%, a ton of people quit in 30 days. The market isn't saturated. If there is a market and you get 0.001% of it, you're still going to be making great money. So like, it's great to have markets that are full or somewhat saturated. So consistent people are rare. You just need to outlast the quitters. I don't have any skills, so I didn't either. I learned copywriting basics in just a couple of weeks. I literally have only been doing copywriting for a little over a year. I started by doing media buying for the first 5 years. Copywriting is something a little bit more recent. So you don't need to be great. You just need to be better than nothing, which honestly most businesses don't have anything. You need to be a little bit better than AI and or at least know how to use AI to write good copy. So if I can't close calls, you're going to suck, and you just have to be okay with that. Like, that's just the name of the game. Like, all people have sucked. No one was a pro when they first hopped on a call. But as you do more volume, you're going to get better. Time, if you think you don't have time, just you don't want this. I know you have time because you're watching this video, and so that's not the case. What if people don't reply? That's why you send. It's a volume game, like I said. If you just send enough, people are going to reply. Instagram will ban me if you spam. So try not to send too much over 100 DMs per day, and you'll be fine. That's about what I do, 100 to 150, and you're not going to get banned. So I wouldn't stress that one too much, but don't do anything over that. So 90 days from now, you could be dreaming, or you could be living the kind of life and the reality that you're hoping to. You could have the same income working your 9-to-5 job, and you could kind of regret that you didn't make any changes, and you could have wasted a lot of time. Or you could be making 10K plus per month because you put in consistent work, week over week, day over day for 90 days is all. So it's kind of your choice if you want to do this or not. So today, in the next 2 hours, this is just what you can do. This is the blueprint. Pick a niche or multiple niches. I don't care. Fitness, e-commerce, real estate, beauty, anything. Start sending DMs, as many as you can, 50 a day. Find them on Instagram. You can watch a few videos on how to do copywriting. There's courses that are just a couple hours that teach incredible information for free. And then start sending the DMs today, And then if you do that this week, you just keep doing the same thing. And then this month, within 3 months, it's just, you got to stay consistent. And, oh yeah, here's a little thing I made of tools you need, guys. Instagram, Google Sheets, Google Calendar, Zoom, or Google Meet, YouTube, and your brain. And that's it. So, I'm just going to kind of skim over the rest because I think it's, I made all this, but I was just going to try and motivate you guys to be like, guys, this is the best thing ever. But just go do it. Okay. There's no excuses not to. I hope this made enough sense and that you guys are motivated. But the choice is obviously yours at this point. If you guys want to have a different life in 90 days than right now. And, yeah, there's a long video, but tried to be as much value as I could in 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys in the next one.